Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Angelo from the T-Squad family, and by the way, I washed my RV and that code came again and started beeping, so I took my magnet back there and reset it. Anyways, this video has nothing to do with it, but if you are having problems with your refrigerator with the LP or the code that just keeps beeping, that means you need to reset your panel in your refrigerator outside, and I showed you how to do it. I'll put a link in the description with that video. But anyways, welcome. Today's video will bring to you a propane problem that I had, and I will explain that. We turned the propane tanks on because we did not have to turn them on because it was summer, and we kind of use electric everywhere we go if we're hooked up to shore power. So we hardly use these. And when I went to turn them on for the first time because it was cold, we were turning the furnace on, and yes, this just recently happened. Over the couple days of having them on, I kind of felt like, kind of smelled something as I was walking by. It was very, very faint. First thing I thought was, oh, the propane are on. You know, you're going to smell something, just like a barbecue grill or something. So then the next day I smelled it more and more. And then the next day I said, okay, enough is enough. It's too much propane that I smell. So I come out here and I just jiggled the hose a little bit. And all of a sudden you heard a hissing sound, like a tss, and I said, whoa. So I turned the propane off. This is why I'm making this video. I know this may be one of the most simplest videos you could ever watch, but this is a warning to you guys. These hoses right here dry rot. Not only do they dry rot, if you could see right there, they scrape up and down your propane covers. That big plastic cover that you put on and off every time you want to check or whatever you got to do to your propane. And that's where the hole was. As soon as I turned it, I got a loud hissing noise. Why? Because these rubber hoses end up dry rotting. And when they dry rot, they wear and they in the inside. And you could tell how formed that is. That is the formation of the hose over the past 4 years that we've had this RV. I want to show you what hoses I use. And I'm going to explain all this, hopefully in detail, about what to do right away, and don't wait for this to happen. Okay, so you're going to notice that this propane hose right here, my old one, gets connected onto the propane tank, which is standard to like a propane grill that this is a pigtail, by the way. You just go ahead and put it on and you screw it on, and then the other end right here gets screwed into the regulator. Well, this is the regulator down here, but this right here is so you can switch to this tank or this tank right here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to leave it in the middle. This right here is like a check valve for propane. All right, so let's get inside and let me show you what I'm going to use to replace this cheap rubber wear dry rotted hose that I got. All right, welcome back to my mess here. So there's a lot going on right here. A lot going on, and I want to explain to you why I have all this. So why am I going to replace this rubber hose with another rubber hose? So my thought was, okay, don't they have some kind of metal or mesh that you can like this looks kind of familiar, like you would see under your sink. So I found it. I found it on Amazon. Not only you have the wire mesh or the metal mesh, you also have a gauge, which I'm very, very excited about because I cannot worry about running out of fuel in the middle of nowhere. So I love the gauge one, but so I decided to go with this one. Okay, you can see it's like a metal mesh, is similar to a water hose or water line under your sink. So let's talk about the differences, what you need to know about these right here before buying the wrong one. This is the existing rubber hose that I took off that was leaking. You notice this right here, I'll bring this over here, this line is an MPT line. This only will work with regulators or some sort of, if you have like a regulator that is this size right here. Now, if you notice the difference, yes, they're both the same size. So this NBT fitting comes in 1/4 inch, 3/8, or 1/2 inch, depends on what your RV is. Or if you notice that this does not have a flare on the inside. You can see how flat that is, right? This one here has the flare. So what we had to do is, when I purchased the line like this, I purchased the one with the inverted flare, which is called the female inverted flare, which is this right here. So to get this converted to this size right here, I had to purchase a propane fitting, which is the 1/4 inch male MPT by 1/4 inch female inverted, which means this gets attached to this right here, and we'll screw that in. But I warn you, make sure you use this when you're ready. And once we apply that, or we screw that in right there, these two right here are almost equal. They both have flares on it. So this is the way I'm going to go. I'm going to go from a 1/4 inch female inverted flare to a 1/4 inch male MPT, and that's going to be screwed in right to the regulator. So these right here, like I said, I bought by mistake, but I wanted to show you the difference, why I had it out. Inverted flare and just an MPT, and you'll notice right there, I don't know if you could see that, those two, not the two ends there, one has like an angle on the end and one's completely flat. By the way, we are Amazon affiliates, so anything we talk about in this video or have in the link in the description, we do get a small commission. It does help this channel continue to grow. These are my stainless steel braided hoses, and the reason I went with this is because I did not want it to dry rot again like this. These come in 12 inch or 15 or 18 or 24. This is a 12 inch. I decided to give it a little bit more slack and go with a 15 inch. Okay, so I decided to use, like I said, the stainless steel braided, so this way they don't get dry rotted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this one on here. Okay, this was already on there. I did take the other one off. So basically I'm going to put this one on here like this, and I'm gonna go ahead and thread it because I do not want to put it on without threading just in case it leaks. Now, one thing I want to tell you, you got to use this. This is the yellow tape. This will tell everybody that it is for propane. So this way you wrap it around that, and that's what we're going to do now. Let's do that. All right. So now that I've taped the thread, I should say, I'm going to go ahead and insert it in here. Now I want to make sure that when I insert it in here, I'm not cross-threading it. So this is when I need to just put it in here by hand, nice and easy. It may be hard because you have your tape on it. So with these big thumbs, I don't know if I can do it with this camera. Oh, I did it. So just keep turning until it just tightens up. Now remember, you can hand tighten until you can't anymore, then use a pair of pliers or use the right fitting to do this on. This side, like I said, already has it. And that's it pretty much. Now we will. You do not have to, people tell me, because it does have the flare, but you do not have to go ahead and tape it, but we will. This will get inserted into there, and then it'll get connected to this. So I'm going to use a 15 millimeter. We're gonna go ahead and, like I said, I hand tightened it, and then actually, will this work? Yeah. I hand tighten it, and then I'm just gonna use this to tighten it even more. I don't want to over tighten, but I do want it to be like, I think that would work right there. I can keep going, but this is like the most pressure I want to go. Like I said, everything in this video will be in the link down below with an Amazon link. So I'm going to take this, donut, put it in here. Yes, I would love a donut. Hello, Richie.
Donut.
How are you? Where'd you come from? So you'll see that tape right there. That's will tell everybody this is taped.
What time are we leaving now?
All right, I'm going to screw this onto that like right here. And this side's done. So once I put yellow tape on the 1/4 inch, I'm gonna put it in, just turn it, keep turning until it is tight, and then I'll grab my little 1/2 inch and I will go ahead and tighten it just enough because it is inflared. Oh, it's not a 1/2 inch. Is it a 1/2 inch? I think I grabbed the other one. Oh, I did. Yes, it's actually a 13. Oh, that's not it either. Oh, it's right there. Make sure I got it right. Yeah. So it's actually a 12. So we'll just go ahead and tighten it just so it doesn't need to be tight because we already tightened the other one. We're going to take this, screw it into here, make sure you're not cross-threading. I will tell you one thing I love about these is the gauge. So I'm going to push the gauge so I can see it straight up. I'll do the same to this one right here. Now, if you look at the gauge here, Richie, can you zoom on this gauge? Can you see it without being blurry? If you look at it, once I turn it on, you're gonna see it move. That's how much fuel I have in this one. So I'm gonna leave this off because I'm going to switch my regulator. Well, let's do this. We're gonna do that. We'll switch it to this side. Turn it on. Nothing. I'm telling you, that was very scary when I walked by and it was like smelling, and I just ignored it for a few days, but then it got worse and worse. So now that we got the stainless steel braided, hopefully it doesn't dry rot. I would recommend going with the proper size. I went with a 15-inch. It did have 12-inch before. I'm a little big, I think. So I may return it, but let's see if I can get the cover on. And I don't mind it because it will not dry rot. See this right here? I don't mind it sticking up like this, or this side sticking up as well. But the number one thing I want to do, oh, let's take a picture of this right here. I want to turn this one on too. There it is, it's full. So we're gonna shut that off. So let me put the cover on. So basically what you have to make sure is these right here fit the proper hole. And Richie, the camera guy, lost it. So I had to order one. This is why on this side, I did not replace it. Nice and clean. They're both put on. Actually, that looks really nice, don't it, Richie? Look at that. And this right here, the indicator, we will put in the middle. If you put it in the middle, it will take the propane out of one until it's emptied, and then it'll take it out of that, or both, vice versa. But we are going to place it that way, and watch what happens to that indicator once I turn the fuel on. All right, so I had the cover marked. Well, I didn't mark it, but it says LP gas. So we're gonna go ahead, but I just wanna make sure that the lines are in there. There's nothing bothering it. I think it's backwards. So we're going to just flip it over. Yeah. And the reason I said I have it marked, I have an American flag pole right here. So I know that is it. All right. Yeah, so just how I expected. Now the gas line is right here, coming over, so nothing's wrong with it. There's no problem with that, and we are all set. I know it was a quick video, so I just wanted to share this, and the reason why I wanted to share it because it's very important that you smell your propane when you walk by, make sure it's not leaking, because it was leaking for me. This is a perfect example. It was a simple fix. I will put those in the link in the description below. I think this was maybe an 8-minute video, but we'll see. Maybe less. But hey everybody, please subscribe if you have not, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. By the way, we are heading to Mackinac Island, Mackinac City, tomorrow morning. Check out that video.